Magomed Ankalaev is getting his second title shot at UFC 313 against Alex Pereira after a controversial draw to Jan Blachowicz back in 2022. So this is how Magomed Ankalaev can beat Alex Pereira.
This is going to be a tough test for Magomed Ankalaev. Getting another title shot. Now, this isn't a prediction video. We did a video on why we actually don't think this fight is going to be close, favoring Alex Pereira to get it done, but that doesn't mean Ankalaev has no chance. He's a great MMA fighter, and he's got to this title shot once again for a reason. He's well-rounded, and I feel like early on he's going to have to get Pereira's respect. Mix in the takedowns, mix in the wrestling. It's not like he has no chance on the feet. He definitely has power, he has pop, and he's a tricky southpaw. He can land that straight left. But in my opinion, if he mixes up the wrestling early and just gets Alex thinking about the takedowns that are coming, I gotta be careful, I don't want to get taken down, I don't want to get wrestled here too much, then that would be a big benefit to him to really start mixing things up from early on into this fight. Just get that respect and make Alex alert, and then you can even start setting up more powerful shots on the feet with Alex thinking the takedowns are coming.
Yeah, most definitely, and definitely Ankalaev is very comfortable on the feet in general. His latest fight against Rakic, he was mainly standing that entire fight pretty much, and outstruck Rakic throughout that entire fight. So he definitely has strong striking pedigree and is able to go toe-to-toe with some of the best. But at the end of the day, it is Alex Pereira. It is the world champion kickboxer who has been knocking out every opponent he's faced to date. Currently on a 4-fight KO streak at light heavyweight, just dominating the division, but this is definitely going to be his hardest test yet. Ankalaev is just so well-rounded in general, is able to mix it up well, and that's really going to be the key for him to win this fight. Of course, we know he is good standing up, but it might be a little dangerous for him to be standing with Pereira for such long periods at a time, for rounds at a time, like Rakic, and why even take that risk? Because we know Ankalaev should be the much better wrestler than Pereira, so why take that risk to stand with them for rounds on rounds at a time? Mix it up between the rounds, try to take him down, switch levels, and use that wrestling threat to make your strikes more effective. That's really a key for Ankalaev here, is to make Alex think about the takedown and then go up higher with some good shots, some things that make Pereira think of where he's going to go from there.
Yeah, it's not like Alex Pereira can't be taken down. I mean, pretty much everyone in the UFC that has attempted to take him down, Jan Blachowicz, Israel Adesanya, Yuri Prohaska even, all have gotten him down to the ground, to the mat. And even though Ankalaev is not fully known for his pure wrestling, it's not like he can't wrestle. It's not like he can't take Alex Pereira down. Now, whether he could submit him, whether he can control him for the entire fight, who knows? But he could definitely get Alex to the ground, and he's going to have to do that, in my opinion, to really have the best chance to win this fight. Magomed has no submissions in his entire MMA career, so it might be tough to submit Pereira, but Alex hasn't really fought any elite grapplers at the same time. So Magomed up until this point is still the best wrestler that Alex Pereira has fought up until this point, and will probably actually mix it up, because so far at light heavyweight pretty much no one has. Yuri Prohaska, Jamal Hill, Khalil Roundtree, pretty much all have just stayed on the feet with him. Yuri took him to the ground like once in 2 of their fights, and also Jan Blachowicz did try to get him to the ground, but most of the time, most of these guys are pretty much just purely striking with Alex Pereira, and clearly that hasn't been working out for the light heavyweight division. So I feel like Ankalaev is a better striker than most of those guys, but still mix it up. That's going to be his key to victory, and just pace himself. We saw in those later rounds against Jan how Ankalaev kind of drowned him in those deeper waters. But Alex is also dangerous to the end. We saw in that 5th round against Israel Adesanya, he stopped him on his feet when he was losing that fight in that first fight. So both guys could continue their game plan their whole fight. It's just going to be who can implement their game plan better.
Yeah, for sure, and that's also partially why it's so dangerous here for Ankalaev to stand up with Pereira for such long times, is also because of all the tools that Pereira has in his game, such as the leg kicks, which are brutal. We saw for Ankalaev versus Jan Blachowicz, one of the most impactful things that was winning Jan a lot of those rounds in that fight was the leg kicks, and that was his main success there. We just saw Ankalaev was crumbling to the leg kicks of Jan. And from there as well, he had to go to the wrestling, and we know how good Pereira's leg kicks are. So many of his opponents have praised it like Izzy afterwards, saying that it's like a hammer hitting his leg. Pretty much is known to have the best leg kicks in the UFC. But Pereira has so many things he can go to. We know he has good shots to the body. We know he can mix it up with leg kicks, then kicks to the head. So there's so many things to watch out for Ankalaev. And if he realistically just wants the easiest path to victory and not take much risk, which for some reason a lot of these guys that Pereira has fought are taking, then he would just go to the ground. As we said, historically, Pereira does not have that great ground game. He has been shown to be decent at getting up after being taken down. Looking at it on paper, Ankalaev being able to take him down and kind of just lay on him, as he does not have submission threat really, and kind of just eat up that control time, tire out Pereira throughout the rounds by laying on him and getting him tired, exhausted, keep trying to move to get up from the ground, would definitely be the easiest path to victory for him.
Yeah, I feel like if Ankalaev just mixes it up, he can also have a lot of success on the feet. His signature straight left is a very, very good tool. He used in that Rakic fight a lot, getting his foot on the outside of that orthodox lead leg. But he just can't trade in the pocket because Alex Pereira, obviously known for his devastating power, his lethal left hook. You even saw against the fence against Yuri Prohaska how he dropped him in that first fight. He's dangerous against the fence, dangerous when you're against the fence, like we saw against Jamal Hill. So it's just going to come down to, in my opinion, Ankalaev cannot take risks. He has to fight very disciplined and just stick to his game plan. And if he does that effectively, he definitely has a great chance at beating Alex Pereira because he has great boxing. And we saw Alex Pereira did get knocked out at middleweight. Granted, that was a huge cut and he was pretty much killing himself to make that weight. But he got knocked out by a couple overhand rights, a left hook, overhand right by Israel Adesanya that put him out cold. So in those boxing exchanges, when maybe Pereira hurts you a little bit, gets careless, that could be where he opens up and can have a lot of success. It's not like Ankalaev can't have success on the feet. He's a dangerous striker as well. Both guys very, very high level, and that's what makes this fight so interesting. I still feel like the edge does go to Alex Pereira because of how we've seen him take care of most of the top guys at the light heavyweight division. Meanwhile, Ankalaev hasn't fought as elite of competition. His best wins maybe being Rakic, Anthony Smith, Johnny Walker. So maybe not the same caliber of opponents, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have the skill set to rival Pereira in this fight.
Yeah, and it's not like Pereira is fully invincible on the feet as a lot of people want to say. He did get knocked out against Israel Adesanya in the rematch, and as well recently in his last fight against Khalil Roundtree, there was moments where he was getting tagged, he was getting hit a decent amount, and Khalil is a lot smaller than Magomed Ankalaev is. He doesn't have the same range, he doesn't have the same attacks. Granted, he is a good Muay Thai fighter, and he does have lethal stand-up, but the natural attributes definitely side to Ankalaev. So all the overall MMA tools definitely favor Ankalaev with the striking and as well the ground game.
Yeah, Ankalaev just has to be careful coming in as well. He did get rocked pretty badly to Thiago Santos when they fought. That lead left hook out of the orthodox stance was giving him trouble, and that's going to be dangerous going up against Alex Pereira because we know that's his most dangerous weapon. That's the weapon he will go to, and that's his go-to pretty much. It's who he's knocked out pretty much everyone with. So Ankalaev can't just be trading in the pocket, can't just be walking down carelessly. He has to be regimented, disciplined, and maybe he could, but personally I feel like Alex Pereira is still favored in my opinion just because we've seen Ankalaev rocked against what I feel like is lesser competition than Alex Pereira. But let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. How does Magomed Ankalaev get it done, and what is your prediction on this fight? But if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and check out the video on screen on why we actually don't think this fight will be close.